Hey guys, Coop here. Just a little update on my knife jig. It looks about the same, but there's quite a few differences. For one, I've shortened it by about foot and a half, 2 feet, something like that. And before I was working off of just the 2x4 surface here, and my blade would hang off on either side. Well, I've changed that up and put me a longer board down here. That way I can do a longer blade, plus it won't hang off the board. I glued it, screwed it, got it all nice and tight in there so it's not going to budge. And by putting this on there, that allowed me to bring the degree setter forward enough to where I could cut off a whole bunch, so it's not as long, it's not as bulky to mess with, but still works just fine. And anyway guys, I'll bring you around here and let you take a look at what I've done. You know, you guys have saw this before, but here's the added things. Before, when I was working with a knife, my knife would fit in basically into the channel, and these two screws up here would keep it from moving while I was filing on it. Well, I never could get these screws just right in this one. I mean, I'd get them just right to work, but it was a pain in the butt. So this go around, when I cut my channel, I took me a couple of pieces of welding steel, or welder's steel, whatever you want to call it, stuff you get from Lowe's. Cut me 2 little pieces, so now when I put that bad boy in there, it sits right below the knife. It won't come in contact with the knife at all. The knife will not move. I mean, I'm still going to put a screw in it and clamp it down, but it'll work a lot better. You get a lot more accurate cuts with your file. So anybody wanting to build one of these, real simple. I just took a standard 1/2 inch router bit and put now it's about a 1/2 inch deep groove down through the board, and once I got the groove in there, I came off of each side of the groove and made sure from each side was the same length, so my board was the exact same length. And then just mounted it on a 2x4. I did notch it out. Get you right down here. I notched out the bottom, as you can see, where it would set down on that 2x4, and then I wood glued it. That way it can't turn side to side, and it dang sure ain't going to move, especially being in that vise. And then I screwed it here and here, and then I've got a couple more screws underneath here that's holding it. And then of course you just put this in your vise, and that puppy's not going anywhere. It is rock solid. And then you come on back here, and this is your degree setter. This is where your rod travels. Here, let me grab that for a second, guys. Oh. Here's your guide rod. Get you back on the tripod. And as you can see, you got plenty now. You can go all the way, you can go all over the place. But your degree setter, I set it so now it's set at about 4.5 degrees, right close to 5 degrees. So every knife I put on here is going to have the same thing, about 5 degrees. Give or take a little bit, but the majority is going to be 5 degrees. And just for a little bit of added stability, I put a wooden leg. It's just propped under there. Anyway guys, this is basically my little setup of how I sharpen, or how I put edges on these knife blanks. Alright guys, you have any comments or questions, feel free to put them below. I'll be more than happy to answer anything you post. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching my videos. It means a lot to me. And with that being said, my friends, old Coop's pretty much gonna say, Coop out.